Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Seun Salami. Thank you for watching all my videos. If you're just passing by and you stumbled on the video, you're welcome. Today I'm talking about marriage, and I'm talking about the three things that I believe can destroy any marriage. And this is going to be very quick. Now, the first one is communication. Communication is the lifeblood of any marriage. If you get married to somebody, what you're basically saying is, I'm agreeing to talk to this person and this person alone first, every time and anytime something happens to me. If you deviate from that contract, the marriage is going to have a problem. No marriage succeeds without effective communication. Communication is not, hey, hello, good morning. That's for friends, that's for acquaintances. In marriage, communication is deep, communication is intimate, communication is deliberate. Communication is something that you have to take seriously, something that you have to almost always set out time for, where you know that this particular time I need to open up and talk, especially for men. Now, this is so important because for women, most and generally, it's easier for women to communicate in marriage. Women actually want to talk to their husbands. Women want to open up. Women want to tell you everything. But most of the time, we find men who are either not good listeners and then also not good communicators, who don't want to even say anything, who just want to do things themselves, solve problems by themselves, face challenges by themselves, conquer things by themselves. But women want you to carry them along with your life. Let them know what's going on with you. Open up about your deepest fears, open up about your challenges, what you're going through at work, the things that you're trying to achieve, and let her help you out. If you have a godly wife, she will be glad to pray along with you. And these are all the areas where women really have challenging marriages, and this is so important. Communication is something that, even on the other side as well, communication is something that we must take very seriously. As women, we must also learn to appreciate the men that we have, in terms of the fact that that this guy is probably not the talking type. So whenever he tries to do that, try and encourage him and let him know that you appreciate the fact that he took out time to talk to you. Talk till you go to sleep. Talk about different things. Let nothing go by without you talking, right? Something happened very recently that was very interesting. Like I was in church with a friend, and we had a tiny conversation. I think it was even in the washroom, right, where we had this very quick conversation about something. And when we were leaving church and going home, I didn't even know that somewhere along the line during the service, I had told my wife a part of the conversation. And as we were going home, he came to me. I was like, the thing that I told you, you've already told your wife. Apparently, my wife and himself met somewhere in church, and she mentioned the thing. I didn't even realize when I had actually said this to my wife, but I think it's something that I've tried to do, in the sense that nothing happens to me except something that somebody tells me and says, oh please, don't tell your wife this one. But even at that, it's almost impossible. Right? I would, because she's my best friend, right? She's the person that I share my heart with, my thoughts, my so if you don't want her to know anything, you probably shouldn't tell me. Okay? And that's the way a marriage should be. You must open up, you must talk. If you don't do that and you leave things to go for months and you guys are just saying hello, hi in the house, that's why people get to the point of no return in marriage. When people are saying, oh, I can never be with him again, it's just the fact that communication dried up, affection went away with it, and so many other things started to go. And that brings me to the second one, which is sex. Now, this one is a serious matter. Like, sex is one of the things that kills a marriage, and it happens in different ways. Either somebody went out of the marriage to get sex, or the sex in the marriage is not good enough, or one person feels dissatisfied, one person is not happy about it, or they are not sexually compatible. This is one thing that we need to understand. God puts this thing in marriage for a reason, because he knows that after a while, it might look like the marriage is not, there's really no reason why you should be in it anymore. Sex is something that should keep couples together in marriage, right? That's God's original plan. And that's why you find out that most times when couples have a very healthy sex life, their marriage is happy. They even talk better when the sex life is good, right? So you must try. Even if you're not the type who enjoys sex more than your partner, you must try. You must see it as a responsibility, as a duty for the sake of your marriage, to keep your marriage healthy, to keep your marriage active. It's not something you are doing just to satisfy your partner. This is where people make mistakes. where you feel like, oh, let me just give him what he wants, or let me just do it for her sake. You're not doing it for her sake. It's actually for your own sake. You are actually helping your marriage, because even you will find out that after a while, if your sex life is healthy in your marriage, you will find out that some of the things that you had challenges with before just naturally go away. Right? And that's the power of this thing that God puts in the marriage. And this was God's original plan, was that two people, like Adam and Eve, who have never known any other sexual experiences, come together and learn together in that sense. They are growing together, they are learning things together, they are making mistakes here and there together, and they are enjoying without any thoughts of a previous experience. Okay, and that's where most marriages are having problems as well, because many of these different experiences that partners have had come into play when they come into their matrimonial beds, right? And then there's this challenge of, oh, she's not like this person, and that's psychological. He is thinking about somebody else, she is thinking about somebody else, and there's a problem. After a while, things begin to go wrong, things begin to go downhill, and nobody's making any move anymore, and which is another aspect, right, where one partner is the one who is always doing everything, who is always making a move in the marriage concerning sex, and the other person is not doing anything. All of these things can destroy a marriage naturally, and it's a gradual process. You just find out that one thing is leading to the other. The communication is affecting the sex life and vice versa, and before you know it, things just go wrong. Okay, so we must pay attention to these two things. Now the third one is money. Yeah, they say money is the root of all evil, but that's not true. Okay, the love of money is the root of all evil, right? And money is so important in a marriage, because if you can say, oh, money can buy love and all of these things that they say, but trust me, there's going to come a time, right, where money becomes critical. There's going to come a time where money becomes important in a marriage, when children start to come in, when you guys want to make big plans, when you want to buy a house, you want to buy a car, you want to do different things. You will find out that you start having issues. Okay, how do you plan your family budget? Who's earning what? Okay, there are even marriages where the wife doesn't know how much the husband is earning, the husband doesn't know how much the wife is earning. I'm not going to say it's wrong or it's right or whatever it is, but I mean, for a marriage to work, there must be openness, there must be communication. You're not going to make a marriage work by hiding how much you make, because you don't want your partner to know. So if she knows, she's going to be asking me for heaven and earth. If you're hiding your income from your spouse, I don't know the reason why. It might look like this is my own income. I mean, once you say you're getting married to somebody, you're basically saying the two of you are becoming one person. That's what it is, right? These things where people still want to hold on to their personal lives, and still be in a marriage, is the reason why marriages break up. That's the reason why marriages end, because it can't work. You can't be your own. Being your own. I have my own life. This is me. This is how much I make. Then you now contribute whatever you like to the family purse. You guys don't even have a budget. You don't know what's coming in and how you're going to spend it, and the husband does what he likes, the wife. I mean, that's one aspect of it, and there's the other aspect of one person spending too much. One person trying to be the one who is saving. Money is a big issue. It's something that you must sit down to talk about, and don't just assume. Don't assume that things are going to work, or assume that we'll be fine. Once we get married, we love each other, be fine. No, you have to sit down together and plan and talk about money. Trash things out there. If you see a spending pattern that you don't like, you sit down and talk about it in love. Open up and speak about those things. Don't just assume that everything's going to work out well. Okay? I hope with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you. Alright guys, thank you once again for watching the video. Like the video if you do, and subscribe to the channel if you've not done so, and make sure you turn on your notifications so that you know when I have a new video out. I usually have new videos out on Fridays at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here in Canada, and if you're in Nigeria, that is 5 a.m. on Saturday morning. I have a new video out at those times. Check out some of the other awesome videos I have on the channel, and I'll see you guys again next week. God bless you.